Hi, welcome back. I want to go ahead and finish out Chapter 7 with the AutoCAD activity that begins on page 7-22 of your textbook. In order to begin this activity, you need to open the bracket drawing that you did for Chapter 6. And the steps for doing that are on page 22 if you have troubles, but essentially it's just like any other Windows-based program. This little folder right here at the top of your screen is the Open. You click it and it will bring up a dialog box that will allow you to browse to the place where you stored your Chapter 6 bracket. The other place you can go is you can go to File, Open. Either way, you can open up a drawing that way. So you should have something that looks something like what I have on my screen. And what we're going to do is we're going to add some tolerances. And before we do that, we are actually going to go into our Dimension Style Manager. We want to go to Tools, Toolbars, AutoCAD, and Dimension. And this shows the toolbar, so we make sure that we've got our dimensioning toolbar showing. Mine is showing, it's right here. Yours probably is showing, maybe, depending on where you're working, if it saved your settings from the last time. Remember that we can drag our toolbars around our screen by clicking on this end of the toolbar, and you can really drag them to anywhere on your screen that is convenient for you. I tend to keep mine in this little gray spot right up here. I don't need them anywhere else, and this is convenient. So now we want to confirm that we have got mechanical in our dimensional style control. There are other options in here. We're going to stick with mechanical. And now we want to modify that. Hold on. Actually, we need to go in the dimension styles. Sorry, I neglected to do this. Okay, tools, toolbars, AutoCAD, dimension, that is shown. In the dimensions toolbar, we want to pick dimension style. There it is, right there, next to mechanical. So what this will do is it will let us modify our mechanical dimension style. Sorry about that little bumble. Now we'll click on Modify. And we are going to now click on Tolerances, which is this tab right back here. And we're going to change this None to Limits. So this will show, so symmetrical would allow us to put in a plus or a minus. Deviation gives us the way to put in a plus and a minus that aren't symmetrical. Limits, we'll show the smallest and the largest. And basic just shows the basic dimension. So we want to set this to limits because that's the type of dimension we're going to put in. We want to show our precision to thousandths of an inch, so we'll go for 3 decimals. And we're going to enter 0.005 as our upper and 0.003 as our lower. Leave our scaling for height as 1 and then click OK. And then close. And what you can see that's done is it's actually just applied that standard tolerance to all of our dimensions, including our angles, which does then our angles don't have any tolerance right now. So Sorry. There we go. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to undo this. So we're going to click undo on our menu bar up here. This is the undo. And that takes it away. But what we want is we're going to make two sets of tolerances. First, we're going to do a nominal size 3/4 inch hole and then nominal size 0.625 inch hole. So this is our nominal 3/4 of an inch hole. Sorry, this is our nominal 0.625. And actually, I need to go back in here. My dimensions are not there. I want a 3 decimal dimension. There we go. That's better. Okay, so let's start with the 1 3/4 inch hole. We're going to have a shaft run through this hole with moderate speed and fairly heavy journal pressure. We're going to have a fit class of RC6. So if we go to the appendix in the back of the book, we can see that means that our minimum size hole will be our 1.75, and our largest size hole will be plus 2.5 thousandths above that. So we're going to use the basic hole system. Basic size is 1.75. That will be the minimum. Our maximum will be 1.75 plus 0.0025 or 1.7525 inches. And I'm reading this actually from page 25 in your text. So we're going to select our diameter. We're going to right-click on it. And then we're going to click Properties. And now we're going to set our tolerances. Oh, let's look at this. Whoops. All right, let's try that again. And close this. We're going to pre-select our tolerance. Right-click, Properties, and we want to set the tolerance display. Which is way down here. So you have to grab this bar on the left-hand side and drag it all the way down until you get to tolerances. And tolerance display right now says none. We want to click in that and we want to change it to limits. And then we're going to set our tolerance precision to 4 decimal places because we need to be able to show all 4 of our decimal places. We're going to set our lower limit to be minus 0.0025. So AutoCAD's going to do the math for us. Our upper limit is 0. Actually, in your textbook, that is backwards, I believe. Let's see. Yes, that does not give us what we want. So you make a note. The textbook's got an error in here. What we actually want to do is we want to set our lower limit. If we look at our table, the lower limit is minus 0. The upper limit is plus 0.0025. So my whole is going to be up to 0.0025 and down to 1.75. And that is what I get. Let me see what's going on here. Yeah. Oh, no, I see. Okay. So this tolerance lower limit is subtracted from the basic size, which is 1.75. If you subtract a negative 0.0025, you will get plus 0.0025. What it's doing is forcing the 1.7500 to be the upper number and the 1.7525 to be the lower number. Just be aware that this lower limit will be subtracted from the basic. So if you put in a positive number, it's going to be smaller. If it's put in a negative number, it's going to be bigger, because if you subtract a negative, you actually add. Okay, well, that looks like we want it to, so now we're going to close and hit enter. Whoops, close this. Right click and escape out. There we go. Okay, now let's do the 0.625 nominal size hole. We're going to have a basic hole system, running class fit 2. So left click once, right click, and click on properties. Grab this bar on the left hand side, drag all the way down till we get to tolerances. Set your tolerance display to be limits. And set your, enter in what you need in order to get a -0. So we're going to put in a lower limit of minus 0.0004. That is 0.41 thousandths, as shown as the standard limit for a running class size, running class 2 hole. All right, okay, so we need to set our tolerances, though, our dimensions, on this one so that it shows 4 decimals, because right now it doesn't. So let's go back up to our tolerance precision and set that to 4 decimal places. And now our tolerances look like we want them to. We are done, and that is actually all we're going to do on this drawing. So we've got a little bit of experience with adding tolerances to AutoCAD. We have learned some basic terminology around tolerancing. And from here, you need to finish the Chapter 7 exercises that I've assigned in the course shell. And I will see you again soon, and we'll talk about symmetry and design.